Do you guys remember before the COVID levels, we can just chill at the pool and everything is fine. We can just splash around or swim laps. But then when this one thing happens, everybody has to get out. This is called the code brown. It only takes one person to ruin it for everybody. And that's my thesis for shorting the vaccines. Welcome back, mindful investors. In this video, I'm going to talk about why I'm shorting the vaccines and how I'm doing it. As we all know, Pfizer has launched their vaccines across North America this week. And what are the couple things we know about it is that they're partnering with BioNTech in Germany to manufacture this drug. And during the clinical trials is 95% effective. Another critical piece of information is that it must be stored at -70 degrees Celsius for the vaccines to be effective. These type of specialized freezers can cost as much as $20,000 each, and is rare to find. One more thing we need to know is that this vaccine is developed under a program called Warp Speed, so things were done extremely quick. A normal vaccine could take 2 to 3 years to develop. This one was done and delivered under 9 months. And there's a huge rush to get this stuff out. As Trump said to the FDA last Friday, get the damn vaccines out now. Just yesterday, it's already in the hands of many hospitals. With all the pieces of puzzles I've seen, I've decided to short the vaccine stocks. Let me explain. As we know, anything rushed is never good. You can see it from my video yesterday. It's horrible. But for these vaccines, we're dealing with people's lives here. The way I look at it, the vaccines itself may be good. They've thrown tens of billions of dollars into developing it. So I'm giving them benefit of the doubt. But they've rushed through the trial phase, they've rushed through the delivery phase, and have passed all the regulations at record speeds. So every step of the way, there was margin of error. On top of that, since Pfizer is developing it with BioNTech, which is a company in Germany, they have to worry about transportation of the drug, both internationally and domestically. Flying from Germany to North America is already a good 9 hours. And then there's the domestic transport, most likely through a truck by FedEx or UPS. And then once it's delivered to the hospital, they have to maintain that -70 degrees throughout. So this hospital itself has to have freezers, which are dedicated to this vaccine. It can't just be a community freezer where it opens and closes so many times a day, causing a fluctuation in temperatures. So every single detail has to be managed. Then once we get to the shot phase with the patient, is another bunch of uncertainties. Because the way I look at it, in the human body, there's so many components. Everyone's combination is unique to themselves. And how each of the bodies reacts to these vaccines can be very different. Because for myself, I may be taking a set of vitamins and drugs that nobody else is taking. Although the clinical trial says it's 95% effective, but the sample size, it was tiny. It's like 10,000 people. Now they're pushing it to 10 million. Think about the amount of uncertainty every step of the way. Remember, it only takes one to ruin it for everybody. Knock on wood. Although I truly hope that this vaccine works out, there are a lot of uncertainties, and this is why I'm shorting the vaccine stocks. Okay, now I'll look at which stocks I'm shorting. The obvious one are the guinea pigs, the first ones to the market, Pfizer and BioNTech. Because they're the first ones to break ground, they have to jump through all these hoops. And the second and third ones, like AstraZeneca or Johnson & Johnson, they can just follow the same path, if Pfizer is successful. But Pfizer, being the first one, has to be extra cautious every step of the way, and it only takes one. So we have Pfizer and BioNTech. Since I have no idea which are the best and worst vaccines, I'm going to pick two stocks that has jumped 10 times from all this vaccine development. The two that I'm looking at are Moderna. It's jumped from $17 all the way to $178, so there's a 10x. And then I'm going to pick one more, Novavax. This stock has jumped from $365 all the way to $190 just this last year. And then what's interesting about this stock is that it jumped to these levels, $145, 5 years ago. But for whatever reason, something happened and the stock price jumped all the way back to $1. I really don't know how solid the company is, but there is your potential right there, $145 to $1. Another reason why I picked 4 stocks is because of diversification. I'm shorting one of the biggest guys, Pfizer, at $213 billion, and 3 of the smaller ones. Because if anything happens to the vaccines, Pfizer is not going to drop 70% down, We're going to look at the 5-year run for Pfizer. Just 2 years ago, before all this COVID stuff happened, the stock was worth $43. So they already have a lot of core business outside of this vaccine. But for companies like Moderna, 2 years ago, it was worth $20. Now it's worth $147. Same as BioNTech, 2 years ago, it was $20. Now it's $110. And Novavax, 2 years ago, is worth $30. Now is $124. So if anything does happen, these 3 smaller companies at a market cap of $8 billion, $26 billion, and $59 billion could be sliced in half. Now we'll talk about these trades. For these trades, I'm looking for the long put options, which means I'm buying the put options. Disclaimer, these are all speculation plays. If I win, I may win 3 times. But if I lose, I'll lose all my principals, 100%. So that's the risk I'm willing to take. So why did I pick March, like a 3-month time frame? Because I believe that if anything were to happen, it would happen in the next 6 to 8 weeks. I entered the Pfizer position yesterday at $1.12, now is worth $1.36. And my cost basis was about $3K. I plan to put $10K in this play. This Pfizer represents about 30%, and the remaining 70% will go to the other 3 stocks. So now we'll go to BioNTech, and we have 3 months away. The stock is at 111 right now, so we're gonna do it 20-30% away. Let's say $80 level. 7,000 divided by 3 is about 2,300. So I'm gonna put in 2,300 for each of these, approximately. At $8.30, that's about 3 contracts. I'm gonna sell 3 contracts right now. 3 contracts, $8.50. We'll see if it executes. For these smaller stocks, the spread is really wide. And the volume today was only 1. I may have to look around for a better strike that's more popular, maybe $90. Volume done today is also just 1. So volume for this one, there is 6. I'm gonna buy 2 contracts at maybe 10.25, somewhere in the middle. Okay, it's not executing because the spread is so far away. These smaller ones are harder to trade. Okay, this one's done. For the BioNTech, I bought 3 contracts at $8.70. And then now we have Moderna. Again, Moderna right now is about $150. February for $120. I kind of like this one because the spread is much smaller. So I'm going to buy 2 at $11. Okay, that's done. I filled 2 at $10.95. And the last one was Novavax. Novavax right now is at $124. For $80, there's some action, so I'm going to buy this one. I'm going to buy 2 contracts at $12.50. Executed 2 at $12.50 for Novavax. Now I have to double check if I actually bought the options, because sometimes you can actually mess it up and you actually sold the options, which is the opposite of what we want. So BioNTech, I bought 3. All right, that's good. And then we have Moderna right here, we bought 2. And Novavax, bought 2. Pfizer, we bought 25. Perfect. Okay, so that was my play. Remember this, when we make these home run plays, we kind of expect to lose it all. So my bet sizing has to reflect that. I'm not going all in on this play. In a sense, this bet is kind of like hedging my portfolio. Because I have a lot of index funds that reflects the S&P 500 and the US total market, if this vaccine fails, all these funds would drop by 10% plus, which would be more than my 10K bet here. And this bet will be increasing value, so ultimately it's just a hedge. And again, I'm not hoping that the vaccine fails, but what if? That's just an opportunity that I see. Let me know what you think of my play here, comment down below, drop a like and subscribe if you found any value in the video. Thanks again for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.